Greetings, my name is Neosekken, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play of Silent Hill. I'm deciding to do something special for the month of October of 2018, and I'm going to try to do a Let's Play of both this game and the original Resident Evil for the PlayStation 1. But rather than just upload a video of each one a few days apart from each other like I have been doing up until now, I'm going to try and see if maybe I can upload a video of each game a day apart from each other. Like, for example, one day I'll upload a video of Silent Hill, and then the next day I'll do a video of Resident Evil, so on and so forth. So that way videos of both games will be only a couple days apart from each other when they're uploaded. And I'm going to try and do that throughout the entirety of the month of October. I have no idea if it's going to pan out very well, if it'll be too much hassle, but I don't necessarily think that it will. As long as I pace myself at something reasonable. Try not to do too much at once within whatever boundary I try to set for myself. But either way, I think I can make this work as long as I just stick it to just 2 games here. And also, if I have time left, by the time I finish both series and the month of October isn't over yet, I may also consider doing a Let's Play of either Resident Evil 2 or Silent Hill 2. After I finish both this game and Resident Evil 1. Time will tell what will happen, but I know at the very least I'm going to try and do both the original Silent Hill and the original Resident Evil for this month. Because, well, I want to I just want to also experiment and see how uploading for an occasion like this for the month of October will work out for me. You shouldn't expect it to happen, this sort of thing to happen too often as of now. But maybe in the future that'll change. Hopefully sooner rather than later, but this is how I'm going to do it. Anyway, I think I've more or less rambled on long enough now, so let's go ahead and start the game. I'm going to make it interesting. I'm going to play on hard mode. Because I have played this game before, several times in fact, and I want to make the game a little more challenging for me, for your guys' entertainment. Because I feel that me playing normal mode here would be a little too easy for me. So let's get started. How you doing, Harry? Your head all right? Yeah, your kid's missing. You might want to look around fast. Cheryl, where could you be? It's strange. It's quiet. Too quiet. This place is like a ghost town. Cheryl. I am playing this game on an emulator, so that's why everything looks nice and crisp. I have the emulation settings set to where everything with the game textures and everything looks nice and smooth. Far better than what you will see on native hardware. So I hope you guys enjoy the visuals. My car. Too banged up to drive. Where's Cheryl? Hope she's safe. You and me both. So, I got a good bit of history with this game. I've played the demo version and a little bit of the full version back when I was very young. Back when I was still in elementary school, in fact. When the PlayStation 1 was still a relevant thing, and this game was coming out in what year was it? 1999, I think this game came out. Back when it came out for the first time, it kind of blew up. I remember a lot of people comparing it to the original Resident Evil, or at least a lot of game publications at the time did. But it was obvious they were two very different beasts. Footsteps? Silent Hill and Resident Evil, I mean. When it came to how they handled their horror. There you are, Cheryl.
Cheryl? Is that Cheryl? Where are you going? Hey, wait! Stop!
One thing that really intrigues me is how a 7-year-old child can essentially outrun a fully grown adult male, like we're seeing right here. First real sign besides, well, all the fog and snow that something is not quite right. And that really spooked me as a child. Just everything about the whole experience just seemed very surreal, I guess. Anyway, beware of dog. And that is a mangled corpse on the ground. That also really got to me as a kid. What is it? It is a mangled corpse, Harry. I better follow Cheryl. So, yeah, as I was saying, I basically played this game way back during the day when it first came out, or at least I mostly played the demo, and this the game scared the piss out of me. But like an idiot, I kept coming back for more, even when it scared me to the point where I didn't want to play it anymore. I was like that quite a bit as a child when it came to horror games in general. I just seemed to have a thing for punishing myself. And it's getting dark. That's strange. It's getting darker. Better than nothing, I guess. Amen to that, man. One of the things that really got me, in particular, is if I try to go back at this point, I find a dead end. This really got me as a kid. Like, I felt trapped and hopeless. Like, nothing has ever made me feel in a video game before up until that point. And yet, like I said, I kept coming back for more despite how much a game like this terrified me. And okay, never mind. I thought I noticed something different. A broken wheelchair? What's this doing here? I think a better question is, how is the wheel spinning? I will get back to providing exposition on my childhood a little bit in a little while. I'm just going to play the game for a little bit. What's this? That is a body on a gurney. With flies, from the looks of it. I'm pretty sure most people's reaction at this point, after seeing both a body, a wheelchair, it turning dark like this, and now bloodied alleyways like this. I wonder how many parents would continue to trudge on forward despite seeing this sort of thing. I mean, if I were a parent, I know I would, but
What is this? What's going on here?
that's a pretty good question, isn't it? And the simple answer is I'm being attacked. Oh. That's rude. Blocked by a fence. Yep, another dead end, so might as well just let them kill me. Hell of an intro to a game, I gotta say. There was just nothing like it back when it came out. Just how it set itself, how a horror game set itself up like it. It just built the tension very well. And you are the police officer I've seen in the intro.
Was I dreaming?
How do you feel?
Oh, like I've been run over by a truck. But I'm all right, I guess.
Glad to hear it. You from around here? Why don't you tell me what happened?
Wait a second, I'm just a tourist. I came here for a vacation. I just got here. I don't know what happened. I'd like to find out myself.
Uh-huh.
Have you seen a little girl? Just turned 7 last month. Short, black hair. My daughter.
Sorry. The only person I've seen in this town is you.
Where is everybody?
I'd tell you if I knew, believe me. But from what I can tell, something bizarre's going on. That's all I know. What's your name?
Harry. Harry Mason.
Sybil Bennett. I'm a police officer from Brams, the next town over. The phones are all dead, and the radio too. I'm going back to call in some reinforcements.
That would be nice.
Hold it. Where do you think you're going?
My daughter. I've got to find her.
No way. It's dangerous out there.
In that case, I need to find her now. Cheryl's my little girl. I can't just leave her out there by herself.
Have you got a gun?
No.
Take this, and hope you don't have to use it. Now listen to me. Before you pull the trigger, know who you're shooting. And don't do it unless you have to. And don't go blasting me by mistake. Got it?
Yeah, thanks.
How awfully generous of you.
You do best to stay nearby. I'll be back with help as quick as I can.
Shame it's not really going to be that easy. In most horror games, it's never really that easy when it comes to getting help of any kind. Let alone help with lots of guns. Okay, so before I leave this little cafe, I'm going to look around for some items I can use. A radio. Is it broken? Can't hear anything. I see a knife and a drink here on the counter. There's a health drink. Take it. Yep. And here we have a kitchen knife. I will take you as well. Can't turn on the TV. No power. What would you even watch right now anyway? Take you as well. And a flashlight. Definitely will need that. And a residential map, area map. You saw that thing right behind me through the window, did you guys? Well, if you did, I'll just say this much. Best brace yourselves. Someday, someone may experience these bizarre events. Hopefully, they will find my notes useful. These little notepads are my save spots. So I will go ahead and create a save spot right here, a little save file right there. And I think I've got everything that I need in here. So I will go ahead and equip the handgun and be on my merry way.
What's that? Huh, radio. What's going on with that radio?
It'd be making lots of static. It'd be a pterodactyl like.
This is not a dream. What's happening to this place?
That's the big question, isn't it? Maybe if we keep going, we'll find out at some point. I'm going to take the radio. For those of you unfamiliar with Silent Hill in any capacity, the radio is a common item in the games that you will find, often early on, and it basically acts as a little monster detector. The closer you are to a monster, or the closer they are to you, the more static the radio will emit. Very useful, especially if you can't really tell where they are. And luckily, they can't hear the static, so you'd be foolish to turn the thing off, really. Especially because in these sort of games, visibility is very limited. Where could Cheryl have gone? I guess I'll check that alley again. Good place to start as any. And I see some handgun bullets. I will gladly take these. So, getting back to what I was talking about earlier, about this game and my relationship to it. I never really owned the game, despite having played the demo a lot as a kid. And it wasn't until my high school days, I think, when I was able to buy a used copy at a used game store, that I finally got to play the full version of the game for the first time on my own. By that point, though, I had already played Silent Hill 2. And no, I don't think I played Silent Hill 3 by that point as well. But I know I played at least 2 for the Xbox. Ow. Beware of dog indeed. Okay, I'm just gonna run right through and just not deal with them. I don't need to pick a fight with every single monster I see. And here we are again. And things are a bit different this time. Like for starters, things are not getting dark. And there's items. Obviously, we won't be able to find Cheryl in this alley, Harry. To school.
Isn't this Cheryl's sketchbook? She's at the school.
Not necessarily. She or whoever wrote in that could just be directing you to go there. Doesn't necessarily mean that she's there. And here is a steel pipe. Sketchbook cover. This picture. It's me. The first picture that Cheryl drew in the sketchbook that I gave her on her 5th birthday. Awfully cute. I bet if she keeps practicing, she'll make a fine portrait out of you someday. Okay. Don't mind me. I'm just passing on through. Ow. I hate when those things do that. Just fly out of nowhere and then just kick you. It's just so sudden that most of the time it always jumps me. Well, not jumps, it spooks me. So, yeah, I'm not going to fight a lot of the monsters right now. I'm just going around the town and exploring. Because there is benefits to exploring. Namely, finding items. Like so. Since I'm playing on hard mode, I think you'd be pretty crazy not to do some semblance of exploring here and there just to look for items that you're going to need to survive a lot of the harder areas of the game later on. So, yeah, if there's not a whole lot of interesting stuff happening, I'll try to cut out some of the stuff here so there'd be less filler. That way some of these videos aren't just basically comprised of mostly me just running around town and doing scavenger hunts. So, there's several healing items in here that I can use. Either way, when I finally got around to getting my own copy of the full game, I had a blast playing it. It was just fun. And then sometime after that, I think I managed to get a copy of Silent Hill 3, and I played that to completion as well. In my opinion, the scariest game out of the original Team Silent games, number 3. And I also got Silent Hill 4 The Room sometime shortly after that as well. I'm going to take care of you. I guess it doesn't want to play anymore. So one of the things I'm supposed to be doing right now is looking for some keys around town for the first puzzle of the game. What that puzzle is, well, Basically, it's keys to a door that I have to get through in order to progress. Because there's only one little doorway somewhere in the residential area here that I can go through that will be able to put me on the right path to getting to the school. Because where I currently am now, I'm essentially trapped on one part of the residential area. Okay, alley's this way. There are 3 keys in total that I have to find. And I just found one of them. But yeah, I would just recommend staying vigilant for items in the game's environment if you ever decide to play this for yourselves. You never know what you might find. Here's key number 2. Key of Woodman. A dog's head. It looked to me like someone was playing basketball with that dog's head. A really sick individual. Somebody should chop off their head and play basketball with it. It'd be perfect justice. Poetic justice. It was probably a nice dog too. Liked to play. Liked to chase. All around friendly personality. I have no proof of this, but I'm just assuming things, but, well, I prefer to think that it was a perfectly nice dog and didn't really need to go out the way it did. Why aren't you... There we go. For some reason, Harry wouldn't ready the weapon when I needed him to. Okay, my status is in the orange, so I might as well use a health drink. And I'm good to go again. And key number 3. Key of Scarecrow. If you're noticing a theme here with the keys, Key of Lion, Key of Woodman, and Key of Scarecrow, they are a reference to some fairy tales. What these ones are referencing, these keys, I don't remember. So, yeah, that's the 3 keys, so I now have what I need in order to get to the other parts of the residential area. Because, despite what this map currently is showing, several of the roads are blocked off. So, I have to go through one building in order to get to where I need to go. But before I get there, I'm going to explore the town a little more and look for some more items. One of the things I always like to do whenever I play this game is just look at all the various stores that I pass by, and see which ones I can pick out from memory that... Wait a minute. I already went down this way. And pick out which ones that I can pick from memory that the store signs and names may be referencing. Because a lot of the store names and signs that you'll see throughout the town are references either to pieces of fiction, real-world businesses and stores, and other little obscure things like that. Pro tip: whenever you manage to damage a monster enough to where they'll collapse to the ground, rather than just keep wailing on them with whatever weapon you're using, whether it be a gun or a melee weapon, push the action button, whether it's the X button or A button, whatever kind of controller or input method that you're using, to perform a finishing move on the enemies that will most of the time kill them in one shot. It'll save you on both some time and some hassle. This is what I mean by some roads being blocked off. Or, although to be technically accurate, the roads are just straight up gone. There's a lot of these here, so I can't just walk out of town willy-nilly. Let alone walk around town through any conventional way. Besides, even if I could leave, I wouldn't really, I really wouldn't anyway, because, well, I got a kid to find. They're somewhere out here, most likely, with a bunch of these pterodactyl-like things and emaciated-looking dogs, and if you are in any way a good human being with some semblance of parental instinct, or at least just a good enough human being in general, you would try to find the lost child for trying to save your own skin. Hi, Pooch. There you are. Come at me. There we go. Another little useful trick. When it comes to guns, there's two ways that you can reload them. You can either reload them by going into your item menu and then just selecting the reload option, or, if you want to do it quickly, just, if you have the gun equipped that you want to reload, just ready it with your ready button, whether it be a trigger button or whatever, or a keyboard, whatever you're using, and boom, it reloads the gun instantly. From what I can recall, you can only do that with Silent Hill 1. The later games don't really allow you to use this little trick. Probably a doghouse, though I'm not sure since there's no dog around. Probably a doghouse. No dog around. Nothing in particular around. Oh, really? Why don't you poke your head in there and see? For all you know, maybe you'll find a pot of gold. But yeah, come on, Harry. Be a little more observant. Even though these aren't normal dogs, clearly, they're still canines, so they count. And if that's not a doghouse, what the hell do you think it is? Some little house that some person would just put a child in here whenever they, I don't know, do something to piss them off, because, well, there are some people in the world that do that, just put kids who misbehave in literal doghouses. Not a very, kind way of punishing a child, to say the least. Doghouse, 11th Street. And that's the doghouse that we were just looking at. So, go right back to it real quick. And the house key was hidden in the doghouse. Take it? Yes, we should. You could have found that. You could have found that a lot sooner, and without having to need a little paper to tell you that if you just stuck your head in there, Harry. It's okay, though. I'm sure your mind is focused on more important things, like finding out where Cheryl is. And to be fair, that's a perfectly reasonable thing to be focused on. So, yeah, remember me telling you about that building I'm supposed to go through in order to get to the other part of the residential area? It's this house right here. But before I go through there, I still need to look around a little more for a few more items. But I don't think there's a whole lot more left for me to explore in this part of the residential area, so it shouldn't take me too long. Oops. Didn't mean to just plant my feet right in the fire there. There we go. Alright, how's my health? My ammo count is pretty good. Try to conserve as much ammo as possible from here on out. Don't mind me, Pooch. I'm just looking around. Yeah, I'll just go around. Of course, there's another one right here. Here one. You weren't so tough. Thought you could get the drop on me, did you? Well, I was ready for you. Okay, there's one more spot I can go for items. Right here. Almost backed myself into an ambush. Alright. I'm gonna try to dash in there, grab that first aid kit that I see, and then get the hell out. Oh, crap. Come on, pick it up, pick it up. Had to use a health drink for that, but at least I got a first aid kit, so it's not all that bad. Anyway, I think that's all the items around this part of the residential area that I can grab, so I'm gonna go ahead and go through this house now. I'm gonna use the house key. Got another first aid kit right here. It's locked. Wanna try busting the door down, Harry? Or shoot the lock out, one or the other. I mean, you got a gun. There's a TV set. The power must be out. It doesn't work. What a sparsely decorated little house. It looks like the sort of house that you would expect to find yourself walking in if you're just, buying a house or something at some place that sells houses. Why can't I remember the name of those things right now? I know what they're called. It's just... whatever. I got more important things to worry about rather than than places where you can buy houses are called. The refrigerator is empty. Then whoever owns this place needs to go to the grocery store. It's not a really good idea to have an empty fridge. What if you just suddenly get hungry? Something is written on the map hanging on the wall. Keys for Eclipse. Copied it to map. So yeah, this little map here is supposed to basically tell you where to find the keys that I was picking up earlier in order to unlock this door, which I need to pass through in order to get to the other side of the residential area, and therefore get to the school. So before I move on, I'm going to go ahead and save real quick. Now let's do this thing. Use the key of Lion. Use the key of Woodman. Use the key of Scarecrow. It's unlocked. What? It's getting dark again? What's going on? As if things couldn't get any worse, right, Harry? Not only do you have pterodactyls and dog-like things to deal with, now you have to deal with ever-encroaching darkness. Everybody's best friend in a horror game. I'm going to try and get to the school before I end this episode. But first and foremost, I'm going to do a little more exploring for items. Oh boy. Can't catch me. I'm too fast for you. I'm noticing some interesting rendering draw distance things going on. I wonder if it's because it's dark now rather than foggy. Could be also because I got the resolution scaled up. There's some items right in this general direction. I'm going to try to sneak my way in there without my flashlight on. And then once I find them, I'm going to turn my flashlight on so I can see them and pick them up, and then run like hell. That wasn't so bad. Okay, now we go this way. Well, look on the bright side, Harry. Even though you're being chased by literally everything under the freaking cover of darkness that's breathing, you're probably getting a lot of good exercise from all this running. Alright, I think there's like a few items here somewhere. There, I see one. I think that's the only one down this alley, so I'll just... Oh, never mind, there's something else. I'm always happy to have more bullets. You think you hear a man walking by, but it is not a man. It is a shadow. Just a humanoid shadow walking around minding his own business. He has no business with you. He doesn't want you to attack him. So please don't attack him. Not much farther now. Bunch of them. Okay, I'm just gonna get what I need here and just run. There's absolutely nothing here that I need, so this was just a waste of time. Actually, you know what? I'll look in here and see real quick. Anything here? No, I don't see anything. And it's locked, of course. Can't go through here. Okay, so I pretty much explored every area that I can here for the most part. There's one more little spot here I can check before I go into the school. So I'm going to go to said spot and then just seek shelter. Emphasis on... Actually, never mind. Ow, ow. Okay. And here is the spot in question. Okay, I'm still good on health. Good to know. Health drink. I was going to slow down here. Alright, we're gonna go into the school now. Ow. Midwich Elementary School. Well, we're here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just sneak our way in there. We are here. Cheryl might be here. I should search for her. And we have a school map. This was another area in the demo that I played that you could explore. It was usually, I remember, yeah, the demo had 2 scenes, as I think they called them, that you could play. And that's basically the opening scene, right up until you wake up into the cafe and are about to leave it, and part of the school. So, more childhood memories. We got ourselves a bunch of bloody notes here. It's written in blood. 10 o'clock, Alchemy Laboratory. Gold in an old man's palm. The future hidden in his fist. Exchange for sage's water. "5 o'clock. Darkness that brings the choking heat. Flames render the silence, awakening the hungry beast. Open time's door to beckon prey." And 12 o'clock. A place with songs and sound. A silver guidepost is untapped and lost tongues, awakening at the ordained order. Cryptic little messages. Kind of makes you wonder what they could be hinting at. Obviously, I know the answer, but that's for me to know and for you guys to figure out as we go along. What a lovely painting. A picture of a door. I don't know who drew it, but it is certainly in bad taste. This is a little reception lounge. So, yeah, interesting little picture to have in a school like this, for sure. It's locked. And this door is locked too. And here is the nurse's office. The one place that I'm certain that literally all of us have been to at some point or another in public school. First aid kit and health drink. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this episode off here, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this episode of Silent Hill. If you did and you want to see more content from me, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I will see you guys next time. Take care.